Hey YouTube, Punksy Jumper here, and Sweetie Pie. She didn't want me to put the camera on her. I got her. Healthy dog snacks for what we're making here today. We make our own dog biscuits, and with the
diatomaceous
earth.
Well, I can do this bit, you know.
It's good for, it keeps the fleas and the ticks off of them and keeps their gut working good. So Sweetie Pie is going to tell you what's doing here, and I'm just going to film. Go ahead, Sweetie Pie.
Okay, we have 4 cups of diatomaceous earth. We have 4 cups of brown flour. We have 1½ cups of oats to bind it.
Is that rolled oats?
That's just oats.
That's rolled oats.
Yeah. And we have 8 cubes of chicken bouillon.
Bouillon cubes.
Yeah, that's about 8 there. I mean, we buy it in bulk, so it comes out in bulk like that. And we have 4 cups of water. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to put the bouillon cubes into the water. And we also need some vegetable shortening. Okay. Now we need 8 spoons of vegetable shortening. I'm not going to bore you with all this. I'll just show you what we do. So it's 4 cups of water, 8 bouillon cubes, and 8 tablespoons of shortening, and we're going to heat that up and come back in a second. Just taking this off the stove. Are we on?
Yep.
Okay. In here are my 8 chicken bouillon cubes, but you can use beef or anything you like, plus the 8 level tablespoons of the vegetable shortening, and the 4 cups of water, and that's all dissolved in the water. And literally all you do is take your 4 cups of diatomaceous earth, your 4 cups of flour, your 1½ cups of oats.
Rolled oats.
Oh, rolled oats, whatever. You just mix it all up like that. Now this will make about 70 biscuits. Cookies? Dog biscuits, I don't know, whatever you call them. You Americans, you're dog treats. Okay? You just mix it all up like that. You make a well in the middle. I'm not going to use my hand for that because it's going to burn the life out of me anyway. You just put the liquid in, pour it in, mix it all up. It's like kids playing in all the dirt.
Yeah, and the mud pies.
Anyway, you get it all. Oh, there's a bay leaf out of my flour. I keep bay leaves in my flour to keep the bugs out.
Yeah. We don't like meat with our flour.
That's it. So that's all you do really, and then you mix it up, and then when it cools a little bit, because you couldn't possibly put your hand in it now, I just make it into small balls and bake them. Balls. Balls. And bake them in the oven. So
balls.
I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to make it into small balls, and then I'll come back.
Balls?
Yes, dear. Balls. Shut it down. Okay. So we've heated up the water, the vegetable fat, and the chicken bouillon cubes. We've poured it into the other ingredients, and it's still warm, and you need to do it while it's still warm, otherwise you won't be able to make the balls. And you just kind of make it into little balls like that. Just push it backwards and forwards. It's warm, it will stick together like that. And you know, if you just keep going while it's warm, you'll be able to.
Show me one in your hand.
Sorry?
Show me one in your hand so I can see how big they are.
Yeah, they're not very big.
I guess you could make them however big you want.
You can make them however, but we did this, and we did 70 because originally we'd worked out the weight of the dogs, if you remember, and how much we needed for the dog. So a medium to large dog would be this. I mean, a smaller dog might not need. Well, you see, you could do this and give your dog 1 a day. We give 1 to the smaller dog, to the female, and we give 2 to the male because he's bigger.
Yeah, Penny is about 60, 70 pounds. She gets 1 a day, and Jack is about 105 pounds. He gets 2 a day.
Yeah, we just mix it in with their food, and
keep them in the freezer.
We keep them frozen, and for us, you know, this lasts us about a month. So once a month we do this, and then I put the oven on about 300. You don't want it too hot, And you just kind of slowly dry them out in the oven. I usually leave them in there for about 30 to 45 minutes, but it really doesn't matter how long you leave them in there. They're never going to dry all the way through. But you do need to do it while the mixture's warm because of the, you know, the oil and everything in there to get them to bind together. Well, that's what the oats are for, but you know, they do bind a bit better if you do them while the stuff's still hot, and you just keep going like that until you sometimes I wear gloves, but you know, it's only a bit of dirt under your nails. I can clean them before I do anything else. But that's it really. And it's the diatomaceous earth which is the secret ingredient. I mean, the rest of it just holds it together and gives it some flavour, so the dog, you know, it looks like a turd, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Was that rude?
Maybe that's why Jack eats the horse turds.
Yeah, that's all he does.
He thinks they're dog cookies.
Yeah, that's possible. But that's it. So I'll just go over that with you one more time. 4 cups of water, 8 tablespoons of the vegetable, or what do you call that? Shortening. Crisco stuff.
Lard, I guess.
Yeah, we don't use it for our own cooking. I only buy it to make the dog cookies with, the dog biscuits with. The 8 of the beef or the chicken bouillon cubes, 4 cups of water, 1.5 cups of oats, 4 cups of diatomaceous earth, and 4 cups of brown flour, and that is it really. And the dogs enjoy them.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, it keeps their insides healthy. How else would you get diatomaceous earth in them? I mean, we tried putting it on their food, but it just kind of went through to the bottom of the dish, and the dogs would never lick it out. So it was just an idea I had, and it seems to work.
Yep. Okay.
It doesn't eradicate all of them. I mean, we do sometimes get a tick on the dog, don't we? But then we live right in the middle of nowhere. And so they're out in the woods and rolling in the grass and what have you. So I can't say that you would never get one, but we didn't seem to have any for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden now we seem to have had 1 or 2 over this last summer, but you know, nothing that we're going to worry about.
Alright, well, I'll come back when you're putting it in the oven.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. So here we have the doggy treats. They've been in the oven for about half an hour on about 300, and I just left them in there to just dry out, and that's all they do. They dry out. Like I said, we got about 70 balls there, and then I just freeze them.
70 what?
Okay, Wicker. Balls. Why, how do you say it?
Balls.
Balls? Balls.
Balls?
Yes, yeah, they're balls.
Like
And there you are. We have them,
ball.
and then that'll last us for a month, and they just break up nicely on the dog's dinner, and
Yep.
and they do a good job.
Yep.
And that's how we make them. Any questions? You can come back to us. But that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for stopping by. That's it. Alright. Yeah, we usually we keep them frozen, and we pull out enough for about 3 days. Any more than that, and they start getting a little moldy.
Yeah.
So
Because they're not completely dry.
yeah, so we leave them in the freezer and then just bring them out as we need them.
Yes.
About 3 days.
Isn't that
worth.
right, Jack? Yes. We can
Yeah.
see what you want.
Yeah, look at the boy.
Ready for his dinner.
Yeah, he's ready
Wants
for
his feed.
an ass
Don't you?
whipping.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he wants an ass whipping.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Stay sharp.